Hi guys, welcome to my channel. So this is going to be a message for the sign of Pisces. Pisces, my messages are timeless, so when you see them is when you're meant to hear them. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. Also, please don't forget to hit the post notification bell so you can get alerts when my videos are posted. Pisces, if you're new to my platform, welcome. Please hit that subscription button. It would totally mean the world to me. So Pisces, we got cleaning up the mess they made, you made, they made, you allowed them to make. So, oh, that you would bless me indeed and enlarge my territory, that your hand will be with me and that you would keep me from evil so I may not cause pain. That's the prayer of Jabez. And the prayer of Jabez is a mighty, powerful prayer. So I'm going to tell y'all something. For those of you that have children that you teach or that you pray with, the prayer of children God listens to really, really quickly. So for those of you parents that are manifesting and you need something really, really quickly and you haven't learned yet that praying with your kids and manifesting with your kids is one of the biggest, fastest ways to get you anywhere. And I don't mean praying for them. And also the other part about it is it actually helps you teach them to pray. It also helps you listen to the things that are going on in their life, because how I used to do this, and I know it works, so that's why I'm telling you, because I used to do it all the time. When my kids, if they are around right now, but they're all grown, bigger, but when they were younger, getting them together, me and my two boys, because they was the ones that was here. But when my other kids, when I was with them in Delaware and they was younger, I used to do it with them too. The shit works, so nobody can't tell me. And again, those prayers are listened to a whole lot quicker. Get with your kids, hold their hands, pray. You start the prayer, and then allow them to say what it is that they wish to say to God. Now, I ain't gonna tell y'all how quick this shit really, really works, but the shit really, really works fast, because no matter what I asked for when I was doing those prayers with my kids, would definitely always come to fruition, and it would come quickly. So I told y'all about the time that I ended up having to stay in a hotel. Me, my two kids, and my daughter and my granddaughter. Well, my two boys and my daughter and my granddaughter. Um, it was because I was moving out of my house, supposed to be moving into the house that I was buying. The loan fell through. Same day I was supposed to be moving in. The lady needed her house back. I couldn't stop her from having her house back because she needed her house back. And anyway, I ended up in a hotel, but I was running a trucking company at the same time. So wasn't gonna work. Wasn't gonna work that way. Anyway, long story short, I had to make a decision. Start applying for houses. Even though I wanted to buy a house, I had to start applying for just a house. Them prayers, prayer of Jabez, literally getting them together. Mind you, that house came so quick it didn't make no sense. Now the thing is, you can't tell God how to do a thing. I needed a house. God blessed me with a house. Beautiful house. But the shit was way, way back in the country. And I mean way back in the country. My kids didn't want to change school. So every day I had to wake up and take them to school, because they didn't want to go out of their school district. That wasn't where I really wanted to live, and I knew they was going to go back into their school district eventually. So I got up and I took them to school. And then I would have to, around 2 something, go back and pick them the fuck up. All right, astaghfirullah. The prayer for divine alignment and peace. O cosmic creator, source of all life and light, you are my shepherd, guiding me through every valley, every shadow. I lack nothing, for you lead me beside the still waters and restore my soul. In your presence I find peace and strength, for you are with me always. Your rod and staff comfort me, and your love prepares a path before me, even in the face of adversity. Grant me the serenity to embrace when I cannot change, the courage to change what is within my power, and the wisdom to discern the difference as I walk each day in faith. In the presence of your infinite grace, I am unafraid, for your kingdom flows through me as it does all creation. With deep gratitude, I give thanks for the miracles already set in motion in my life. Shift what must be shifted, move what needs to be moved, and illuminate my path with your divine light. Align my heart, my actions, and my soul with your will. For I know you have already provided the strength, guidance, and blessings I need. I release all fear, and I surrender fully to your higher wisdom. May your goodness and mercy follow me all the days of my life, as I dwell in your sacred presence now and forever. Amen. All right, so some people will say that if you ask God for something one time, that suffices and he heard you. But also there's a thing that says pray without ceasing. Like, continue to keep praying for it, continue to keep asking for it. You have not because you ask not. But also we have to be mindful, faith without works is dead. So we have to put, action into the prayer as well, right? So we got to do the thing that is necessary for us to go after the thing. So even in the process of me praying for the house, I had to still go and apply. And just so y'all know, some things will fall the fuck in your lap. You could be outside talking to somebody, astaghfirullah. You could be outside talking to somebody, and then all of a sudden, oh, I know somebody that has a house, or I have a house that, this, that, and third. So things can fall in your lap. But we have to also be mindful to be diligent. Because again, we can't tell God how to do a thing. It just happens the way it happens, right? Because I asked for the house, I got the house, the location of the house, and I could have waited, but guess what? Do we all also want to lift the look a gift horse in the mouth? Okay. So as I'm sitting here doing what I normally do, and so I am making it so that the people that chat in the chat system, thank y'all for the love. Thank y'all for the love, because y'all also do realize that as y'all are doing that, it's boosting me into the algorithm. So I appreciate whoever's doing that, and thank you. And everybody else, I'm going to request that you please hit that like button as soon as you come in. And also, I'm going to request some more help, because I noticed something about the channel, and we have to be diligent and proactive. So those of you that already know what to do, as far as like, if you have an extra TV or something that you can put my channel on, let it run, please and thank you. I appreciate you. Hey, beautiful Aaron, love you. Thank you for that. And good morning. And I wanted to make sure I got everything out of my brain, because literally I didn't write nothing down, and I should be writing it down, but I didn't write anything down. So trying to get everything out of my brain. All right. So one thing I noticed is that when certain things happen, like people come into the chat and they'll start trolling, right? So I always made sure that it was only subscribers allowed to participate, because if you're going to troll me, bitch, you're going to have to subscribe. Stuff for a lot. I said I was going to stop cussing, and I'm trying, okay? But, they just roll off the tongue, because I like cussing. But, it's not always the best to do everywhere, and, I got to be mindful. And it's Ramadan, so I'm trying to not do that. That's my one thing, or that's one of the things. All right, so what I realized is in the programming of the channel that something had changed, but the algorithm has also changed too. Every night for the past 3 nights, I have woke up and something is different. So last night I went to bed really, really early, right? Hey, Christine, I love you. Thank you for being here. I went to bed really, really early. So I broke my fast. But yesterday was so chaotic, like very, very chaotic. And I don't understand what was happening or why it was happening, but the chaos was a little bit more than I could, deal with. And it was just, but as y'all know, chaos is sometimes great, okay? even now, I'm looking, it says Instagram notification, right? But normally what it does is it'll tell me who it is. It'll show me the whole thing. Somehow, again, last night, something has changed. Now, I can see a picture right here. It says Instagram, but it's somebody that I don't know. Anyway, that's somebody that I don't know on my page. Which, thank you, welcome, thank you for being here. All right, I appreciate it. I love it. Anyway, so here we are, back again. Because Pisces, cleaning up the mess they made. We have to be accountable because we can let people clean up mess. I mean, we can clean up messes, but it's normally always something that somebody else did because, again, here we go. We can be accountable, but some things are just out of our control. Like, I'm going to tell y'all, and this is one of the things, because people can only do what we allow them to do. So that's one thing for the most part. But how about the other day, I was minding my own business, and this has happened to me twice. Minding my own business, and somebody runs a stop sign. It's cause and effect, okay? So somebody runs a stop sign, another lady, hits another lady, propels the other lady into the person that's at the front of the line and my stop sign. That person now gets pushed back and hits me. Now, I done became a product of something that I didn't have nothing to even do with. But the funny part is that because my car has been hit from the front, it now makes everybody look at me like this bitch can't drive. So something happened, and I went up and I went into something happened with my tire, right? So I go in to get my tire fixed because, that was my fault. I had this side of the curb trying to back up, right? Yeah, and so I fucked up the tire. I go in to get it fixed. They fixed it for free. It wasn't that bad. But as soon as I pull in, the guy that comes around, he says, damn! Like, I'm watching him. Mind you, I'm sensitive about my shit right now. Astaghfirullah. I'm sensitive about the way my baby looks right now, right? Because she didn't deserve that. She been out here minding her own business. And right now I need to get an oil change. So somehow I got to pry the, hood open, try to figure out how to take my baby to go get her oil change. But the hood is looking crazy. But again, here we are, cleaning up the mess they made. Because I got to figure out what to do. Because the insurance companies ain't called nobody yet. I got insurance. My insurance company said they're not paying for that shit because, it was a couple other things happening at that moment in time. But guess what? Neither here nor there. Either way, somebody got to pay for this, right? So the funny part is I done looked this stuff up and probably not going to take that much. And, the way my car is made, I can actually take the stuff off and fix it myself. Literally. I used to take big parts off my big truck all the time. I took a radiator off my tractor trailer before and put it back in. So as I'm looking at the car, I'm like, okay, all I would have to do is take this part off. My son called, checked out the parts. I could put this thing back together easily, right? All right, but instead, well, we even ordered the parts brand new and they'll come in my color, the color of the car, for little to nothing, right? I mean, it's still gonna cost, though, right? So this is just one example of, something so that way y'all can put eyeballs the spiritual message, okay? All right, and Christine, guess what? That could potentially happen too because guess what? My son paints cars for a living. So he already told me that all we would have to do is get the pieces, parts, and he would fly right over here. We could set the garage up and he'll get the spraying on me. Mind you, he's good at it. So either way, it's just the way I decide to want to do it. If I get the part for $60, then that may be something different, okay? But for the most part, the bumper and everything don't cost that much. So the funny part is that I go to get my car looked at, right, to the body shop. And I go in the body shop and I said, I need my car looked at. It was in an accident. Can I make an appointment? Right now, this is the reason why that man that's sitting where he at, this is why I don't mind some of the shit that he's doing. Because some of these people need to be fired. It don't take that long to make an appointment for you to look at this shit, astaghfirullah, to see that it's broke. It's clearly broke. Give me the estimate. You know how much a hood is going to cost. You know how much a bumper is going to cost. But what the lady says is, who's paying for it? What does it matter? Y'all, I be cussing, so you know what I'm saying? What does it matter? Well, because it's one price for you and another price for the insurance company. With the, like, y'all are the reason why the prices are high on things. Because it shouldn't be one price for me and one price for the insurance company. It should be the price is the price. So y'all gonna price gouge the insurance companies. Meanwhile, y'all don't realize we still, the consumer, and still ends up paying for that. This is the reason why insurance is high. Because everybody wants to charge, overcharge them. It don't make sense. It don't make sense. And I said, so everything has to be done, be difficult. Like, fire them too. So if you listening, Cheeto, go and fire the people. Anybody, this is the reason why he's doing some of the stuff he's doing, though. It makes sense to me because if you're not doing your job anyway, and you not, I mean, he doing dumb stuff, so we're not going to condone all the stuff. But that right there, somebody need to go shut them down because it don't make sense. It just don't make sense. This is what the labor costs. This is what the part costs. That's the price. So what's the markup on an insurance claim? I'm confused. Either way, the point of this message is it got to be fixed. So now, cleaning up the mess they made. That's something that was out of my control. Something that now I have to deal with because it's also messing with my money. Because at this point, it's stopping me from doing certain things, certain platforms that I would normally do if, in fact, my car looked like it's supposed to, because I can't pick nobody up in that. Okay, because they looking at me like I can't drive, and I don't want to get in the car with her because, you know, she can't drive. Mind you, it wasn't my fault. I was sitting at a stop sign, but nobody knows that. You see what I'm saying? So that's 110% something that is out of my control. All right. So now there's other things. Cleaning up the mess that you made. But cleaning up the mess that you made is also, you know, like this, hand in hand with you allowed them to make. Because spiritually, we have to be mindful. It's chaos and it's clutter. But remember, I told y'all, organized chaos is also a thing because it looks like it's just all over the place. But meanwhile, it's meant to do a thing. It's meant to help you. Even when you don't think that it's actually helping you, because I told y'all about another incident that was out of my control. But, you know, the powers that be understood that I was being charged way too much. And I know I'm using a car analogy, but y'all put it where y'all need to put it, okay? I'm giving you my story. Now, so what happened was, I was sitting, getting ready to make a left turn. Because I was going to go get something. So a lady sitting there, and I thought everything was all gravy because, you know, she was on the phone, just chilling. She had pulled over. That's where she was at. She was getting ready to make the right turn, but she was chilling on the phone. So she wasn't making no turn. She was talking. So the oncoming traffic has now moved out the way. I'm about to turn. All of a sudden, she decides that she wants to come in my direction. Boom, hits me, takes off, okay? Mind you, I'm in a rental car at this point in time. Right? So, she takes off. There's nobody there but me. The police show up because I'm on the phone crying. I had a panic attack because literally the seatbelt snatched me, yada, yada, yada. It was a lot. All right. Plus, I was just pissed the fuck off because at this point, stuff for law. At this point, I'm paying for a rental car $365 a week. I'm paying the rental car fees. I'm also paying all my bills along with the rental car fees, right? Either way, now I don't have that. And mind you, the only money that I have at this moment in time was my mortgage money, right? $1,500, which is definitely already about to be cashed out of my account because literally I done already scheduled the payment. So now I have no car. And I'm thinking, okay, the next day I can just take this, car back to the rental car place. They'll give me another car. We're back on the road. Okay, so when we get to the rental car place the next day, chaos ensued. Because one, we got a black man sitting in a position that, he feels like because he runs the rental car company. Now I can issue the cars when I feel like issuing the cars, and whoever I want to issue to the cars to. Hey, WM, good morning, welcome. I can issue the cars to whoever I want to. He already had a problem with me. This one man already had a problem with me. I can tell. This is the same one that I told y'all to turn my car off one time, which don't mean to turn the car off itself. It means to take you off the platform, so now you can't do Uber or anything, right? So mind you, all unprovoked, they had nothing to do with him. He was just in my business, okay? Because little do y'all know, those platforms actually make a lot of money. Those platforms make a lot of money. Even in the process of them doing a lot of BS, those platforms make a lot of money. So people can say, all they want, oh, you do Uber, oh, you do Lyft, or oh, you do this. I'm in transportation anyway. That's my business that I ran for 10 years. So whether or not I was doing Uber or Lyft, it was transportation. So instead of me taking products now, I was hauling people, okay? Mind you, some good people, because I got to talk to the people, and it also started to expand my mind on some things, right? But anyway, long story short, I don't have a rental car now. So I go in there and he tells me, well, the rental car has to be towed before we can give you another car. And it has to be dropped off to the place before we can give you another car. That's going to be Tuesday. Thank you, Christine. Mind you, it's Friday. It's Thanksgiving. That lady hit me Thanksgiving night, right? Okay. So he's saying all this, and I'm looking at him upside his head, because in my mind, y'all, I'm nice and spiritual and everything else, but in my mind, I swear I done killed this man already 3 times, because I know you're on some BS. Because if I was out in the road, over the road with this car, y'all would figure out another way to get me another car. But because you're on, like she said, his power trip, mind you, you sit in a place giving out the cars, and you have the control over whoever you give the cars to. But guess what? I make more money than you. I made more money than you. So of course you would be upset. But in my mind, shit, you sitting here, you doing this job, nigga, go do another job, okay? So after you get off this job, go do that too, and then you can make more money than everybody. You don't gotta have a stick up your ass. A stuff for a lot, okay? So now I decided that same very moment, I cried. Mind you, right there, I cried. Because in my mind, I'm thinking, this is when I feel like, and people don't realize why I cry. Because, he was thinking probably, oh, it's the female version. No, bitches, because I really want to, but I know I'm not allowed to do that. And I don't like your attitude right now. So I just got to get it out of my system, because this is where I feel like I can want to punch you in the face. But I can't do that. That's illegal. And so, can't threaten bodily harm to people. You can't, wish them into the next realm, because that's not nice. You can't exercise, like, it's so many things that I wanted to do. But either way, I cried. Now, he didn't realize those tears created havoc and chaos, because when I cry, God gets active, okay? The spiritual realm gets active, because they know I'm not crying for nothing. They know that I'm crying because there is something that I feel totally out of my, like, I want to do something, but I know I shouldn't, and I'm holding in restraint. And so they're probably very proud of me during the moments and times, because shit, I could have been in jail 9,000 times. So astaghfirullah. It's not good that you have, anger issues or whatever it is that they would call them. But I feel like when, certain people need to get dealt with, that's what they would call it. They would call it anger issues, because they're trying to gaslight you. But meanwhile, they do realize at the moment in time that they're doing whatever they're doing, somebody should choke slam you. Either way, I cried. And I said, I'm never coming here again. I'm never allowing that to have any influence over my life, because you're not better than me. You will never be better than me. You're mad because you know in your heart of hearts, you're not better than me. So on a 3D round, when you're sitting in your little seat of power, you can say, okay, oh, I got control over, whether or not I issue her a car. But deep down inside, in his spiritual heart, they was already showing him, you'll never be better than her. And he knew it. And that's what makes certain people mad. And whether or not it's about, this, that, or the third, some people just know that you'll always be better than them. They can have more than you. They can be in a better position. They could have access to the world stage, and they still know that they're not better than you. This is the reason why people who sit in higher places tamper with smaller people, because they can see, even though I hold the rank that I hold, I still ain't shit. And that's got to be a horrible ass position. That's got to be a horrible situation to be in. Astaghfirullah. It's got to be sad. Being quiet only gives them peace, not a star seeds indigo baby. And period. Anyway, I decided and I said, not going to happen. All right. You are so right, Christine. It's not going to happen no more. So I got on the phone and I already told y'all this story. I called Mr. Steele. Mr. Steele is somebody that I met doing Uber. Mind you, has been on the channel. Man don't know me from a can of paint. I don't know him from a can of paint. We ain't hung out on the sidelines, none of the above. Literally, he calls to check on me. I called to check on him. We had an amazing conversation during our ride where I was taking to him too. And that's how we got connected. And that is it. Nothing more, nothing less. I called Mr. Steele and I said, Mr. Steele, I have an issue. He didn't even let me get it out. He said, I'm on my way. Where you at? He shows up. The first place we go to is because I said, Mr. Steele, I need a car. I only have my mortgage money. And if I wait for them, this is going to mess my whole entire situation up. Because somebody else hit me, but it could have really destroyed my whole entire life. Hey, new creature, new heaven. Thank you for being here. Someone in my energy, they don't like you. I think it's him. The topic must set him off. Well, tell him kick rocks, because that's what we at Earth School this morning, and the lesson must be taught. So, yeah. All right? Tell him let me cook, because he cannot like me a little bit more, okay? Because it's happening. All right? So, now Mr. Steele shows up. And I'm telling Mr. Steele, I want to just go to a buy here, pay here, because again, like I was just saying, my mortgage money is the only money that I had. The mortgage money is already getting ready to get taken out the account. It's already gone. But I have it right now, because this is on a Friday. I got till fucking Monday. It's stuff for a lot to make some moves, right? Because I'm a hustler, baby. I just want you to know, it ain't where I've been, but where I'm about to go, because let me cook, okay? Now, I'm going to make some moves. And if I'm going to bet on anybody, I'm going to bet on me. Because I know my mortgage needs to be paid, because literally, it's got to be paid. But I also need a ride, because I got to keep paying my mortgage. And it's already behind, because I'm behind a little bit, but not really, right? All right, so Mr. Steele shows up. I said, Mr. Steele, we're going to go to a buy here, pay here, because my credit is, I just went through that divorce and everything else. And I'm tired of saying I went through that divorce, and that divorce still fucking affected me because my credit and shit is not right still, because I ain't fixed it yet, right? But it's on the way. So Mr. Steele takes me to the buy here, pay here. The man says, I'm going to help you out, because they probably not going to give you a car. I'm going to tell you where to go. So this is where you go. This is what you tell them, and keep it pushing. Mind you, on the first run, I walked into the building, and Mr. Steele was right there. He could tell you. If he shows up in the chat, he'll tell you. The man says, this will help you. First try. So we go to the next place that he just told us to go to, right? Dogwood Drive. So we walk in the building. The dude's name is Terrence, I think. Terrence says, how can I help you? I said, Terrence, I don't have no money for no down payment, for no deposit. Somebody just hit me last night. I was paying $365 a week on a rental car. That equates to $369.12. about $1,500 a month that I could pay for on a car because I have been doing it. My credit is definitely fucked up. What you got? He looked at me like, bitch, you asking a lot. He said, he didn't say anything. He said, I got you. But he looked at me like, you know, he wanted to say something as to after everything I said. The look that he gave me was, bitch, you're fucked up. But he didn't say anything but, I got you. I'm thinking he playing in my face, okay? I just said I ain't got no down payment. I just said, you know, a lot of shit that astaghfirullah would make most people say, you might as well just turn around, ma'am, because ain't no way. All right? Instead, like 2 minutes later, it didn't even take that long, he came back and said, we got you. But this is the deal. We need $2,500 down. Did you just not hear what I just said about the down payment? I ain't got no down payment. And if I did have a down payment, it ain't $2,500, okay? Well, we can get you in this thing by yourself. $2,500 down, right out the door. I ain't got it. All right, well, do you got somebody that can co-sign for you? Because if we can get you a co-signer, then we can kind of, you know, drop this thing down. So I gets on the phone and I starts calling because I need a co-signer, because I need this car, because I cannot walk out of this building without no car. And he done already said I can have the car to myself if, in fact, I have this much money. But I'm going to go for the co-signer route because I ain't got that much money. And I have exhausted, and mind you, I haven't really, but I have exhausted my resources with my family. My family has kicked out thousands of dollars. And this is where most people will not even, you know, be able to even go to their family for $1,000, but thousands of dollars. But right now, and mind you, nobody's saying anything. This is the deal. And this is when, you know, even in my heart of hearts, they know I'm a responsible person. I know the get back and everything that I got to get back is outstanding. But the fact that these people even came out of their pockets the way they came out of their pockets for me lets me know that they believe in me too. And you got to be an amazing person. You got to have an amazing track record for these people to kick out the type of money that my family has kicked out and just given to me right now, knowing that I'm going to give it back, but also not pressuring me in the amount of time it has to take. And I mean to the tune of like $2,400 on one side, $8,000 on one side. Mind you, just like still helping me pay bills and things of that nature to make sure I stay in a good spot. Like, mind you, y'all just actually coming on my channel and giving to me and helping me and making sure I stay in a good spot and making sure that I get to show up and making sure that things go. And mind you, even still, everything might not be the way that I wish for it to be, because in my mind, I want to hurry up. I want to give back what they gave me, because another thing about me is I don't like taking anything from anybody. That's one of the things that God was working on me with, because in order to be a good giver, you also have to be a good receiver, and everything also in between. Because if you're just a good giver, you're out of balance. Like, I didn't even know how to respond when people started like giving me and helping me the way they did, because I have been on my own since I was out of the house since I was 17 years old. Mind you, even in the process, I have been a responsible person since I was about 9 years old. But out of the house, out of my mom's house, out of my mom's care, because although I was doing stuff, my mom was still paying for that shit. You know what I'm saying? But either way, yes, she said you're a lender, not a borrower. But no matter what, you have to be a good everything, because as one exists, so does the other. And God was showing me how I was out of balance and not knowing how to accept when people was doing stuff for me. Because if it's not somebody that I'm, you know, sleeping with or, you know, being with, like my men that I have been with, of course, always giving, like, but that's a give and take relationship. So of course they can pay for everything, because nigga, I'm doing everything for you on the other side of that. So that's like, you know, equal give and take. But for people just to come out of their pockets during this time in life when, things ain't, great for everybody, and I mean to the tune of thousands and thousands of dollars, I know who helped me. I know who helps me. And I literally could have called and probably said, can I get this? But I just didn't feel right. So I called and said, can I get this on that other side, right? Anyway, so I started calling people. Mind you, I'm sitting there and everybody that I called gave their information willingly. You know what that man told me? The guy, Terrence, ended up telling me, he said, you must be a really good person. And I said, why you say that? He said, because I done seen many people sit in your seat, in your position, and nobody was giving out numbers the way your family just did for you. So anyway, long story short, what ended up happening was, one of my family members actually co-signed for me to have my vehicle. It lowered it down to $1,000 for the down payment. But I had to make sure that that $1,000 went back to them immediately. So, because then my insurance was $400. So they paid for the deposit. Then I had to pay the $400, which, remember, be mindful that I'm taking from the mortgage money. And now I got to put back the mortgage money also, along with send that $1,000 back. And I got to send that $1,000 back immediately because they didn't have it. They had it, but they didn't have it. But they trusted me to know that I was going to send that money back quickly. All right. Mind y'all, did y'all hear me discuss at any point in time that I even asked what type of car I negotiated, what type of car I didn't? I didn't negotiate no car, nothing. I signed paperwork not even knowing what type of car I was getting. I didn't care. I trusted God, right? So, long story short, Mr. Steele still, if he shows up in the chat, y'all can ask him. All of this stuff he's right there watching, right? So the funny part is after we got done signing the paperwork and everything else, and they bring my car, he said, your car's outside. I walk outside to see my car that I didn't even ask nothing about. I told this man what I needed. They delivered. All right. So I get outside, and mind you, this car couldn't have been like, it was the alignment of the universe, because there is no way. Mr. Steele looks at me. I look at him. I said nothing. Mr. Steele says, it matches your Golden Girl 302. The Golden Chariot. Like, literally, my baby cute, right? Cute. Like, everything matching from the top to the bottom. First and foremost, the model car I have, and I tell everybody, like, I'm not a car person. Like, for anybody that can say, oh, you could go up, I didn't already have my dream car. My dream car was a Range Rover. I done also had my Dodge Ram. I done also had my Honda. My very first car was a Honda Accord. Next was Acura's. I always stayed in Honda Accord, Acura family, right? I'm not really a car person. So I was going to be thankful and grateful regardless of the fact. But I'm telling you how God literally said, I'm rolling with you. I'm rolling with you. So God literally took the wheel. So, okay, me and my baby, we roll off the lot, mind you. I done paid 2 car payments on my baby, right? Literally. And now somebody out of nowhere hits the car. Yeah, pissed me all the way off. But anyway, be mindful, because the story that's being told happened to pertain to me getting hit Thanksgiving night, me not having a car, me literally saying, I'm not dealing with whatever that is that they're dealing with, because you're not going to insert me. I'm not going to let you have no power over me. I'm taking my power, so I'm going to go get me a car. I literally walked out of the building the night after my car got hit with a car. Perfect alignment, because guess what? That was God. Now I don't have to pay $365 a freaking week that was coming out of my money going to a rental car. My car payment is literally $340 something, I think. And now I only paid that. So now that other money I can take towards now catching myself up from, that. It wasn't nothing but a blessing. I got hit. The lady ran off. There's nothing else coming from that other than the fact that, I got a blessing. I got hit to get a blessing. Now, so there are some arguments and some other things that's happening and still taking place behind that shit. But at the end of the day, the point of it is I cried. God shifted heaven around. And God showed me that I'm shifting heaven around by the mere fact that he gave me exactly what he gave me to show me, yeah, you thought it was hopeless. Like, you cried, and I know why you cried, but literally them people thought they had control over the situation, but I took control over the situation, and I said, I'm not going to allow you. And mind you, I didn't even think that I could even get that, but I thought that I can get it because I was walking by faith. Like, the strength of God jumped into my body and it said, you don't have to deal with that. You don't have to, deal with that. All right. So I could have sat on my, derriere and said it was hopeless. I got to take my, mortgage. But mind you, y'all, the amount of work I have done, and just so we are very clear, I made sure I got that money back. They gave me a little bit of grace on it also, but I made sure I got that money back. I made sure that mortgage payment got paid. Then I was able to start dwindling down my other bills. And mind you, shit, it has been the stuff a lot, like stacking up against me, right? Mind you, to the tune of, you get out of this one problem, now you have this problem, and now there's $1,000 that now I'm paying that is being detoured because be mindful. The congratulations, you got a car, but now there's $1,000 extra that just got put on your plate that you have to now get back. Also in the process of, and this is why if you don't know how to juggle anything, if you don't know how to move stuff around, shift what must be shifted, move what needs to be moved. This is what women do in households all the time. But be mindful, because there's another part of this story. Imagine you just have always been given everything, right? You don't know what it takes to struggle. You don't know the feeling of it. You wake up and stuff is just automatically paid for. Do you know who really in life cannot sustain when you are on a high and you have to go down to a low? Most of them people real quick because they don't know how to adjust. But when you know how to juggle and move stuff around, when you get up here, it's a beautiful thing because you appreciate where you came from and where you going. And mind y'all, you all remember the message that I told y'all the other day? You got to go back to the beginning. All right, so cleaning up the mess they made. Cleaning up the mess they made. It's a Rod Wave song, right? He said, life's like a party. So you know how you set everything up, you pay your money, you get this party together, everything's beautiful. Everybody comes, everybody has a good time. And then after the party's over, who's stuck cleaning up the mess? Like, I just put the party together for y'all. I made sure everybody had a good time. And now I'm stuck cleaning up the mess. Nobody offers to help or anything. Hey, BC, hi. But then it's like in life. You could have the best life ever, right? And somebody comes along all unprovoked. They want to insert themselves. Hey, Christine, you so beautiful. I want to take you out. I want to do this. Mind you, Christine in a very good place before I show up with my toxic ass. Astaghfirullah. Or BC in a good place before I show up with my toxic ass. Knowing that I ain't ready for no relationship, no situation, no nothing. But they just look happy than them. They just look happy. And here I go wanting to insert myself because, good Lord, I want a piece of that happiness. Like, I done been over here just, trying it. But I'm going to shoot my shot, right? So Christine or BC says, well, I have a lot. I have everything, I might as well. And she looked clean, you know what I mean? It looked like it's going to be a good time. And it's going to be a good time. We're going to go out. We're going to laugh. We're going to eat. We're going to drink. We're going to have a good time for weeks, months, and days. Meanwhile, hey, beautiful. Good morning, y'all. That's Keita there. Hey, Keita. So we having a good time. And then all of a sudden, Christine starts to see, through the building blocks that's happening, or BC starts to see through what's there. Because I done lied my way into these people's life. I done said all the right things, because I sent my representative. So y'all allow these people to come into your life because they send their representatives. And their representatives look good, they smell good, taste good, you know what I'm saying? Talk good, and everything good until you start to notice, why I can't never get a hold of her after 10 o'clock? Or why I can't never get a hold of him after 10 o'clock? Why they always sending a good morning text and they never call until after 9? Why this? Like, all of a sudden the shit starts to, like, you start thinking and you like, hold on. All of this ain't adding up. Like, at first you was stuck in the whirlwind because it was feeling so good. And then you start to acknowledge, like, hold on. Like, when it's 12:30, 1:30, like, I don't get no phone call. I get a text message. I was trying to drunk call because I was trying to see him about something. And why I only get to see him on Tuesdays? Like, why she only ever available on Tuesday? Why I can't never FaceTime during certain hours? I'm always available and open for them no matter when they call. And you start to question, and then stuff ain't adding up. And then all of a sudden, the chinks start to, a little bit, you're chinking away. And then, oh shit, one day you call and somebody else answers the phone. Hello? And you like, hello? Like, who is this? Or hello? And you like, that's like, what? May I speak to such and such? And who are you? Huh? Like, why are you asking, sir, ma'am? Well, like, who are you to this person? Oh, I'm their wife. What? Or I'm their husband. Wife or a husband? You mean to tell me I've been out here dating a married man or a married woman? You've been out here being a homewrecker, didn't even know, right? Well, we have been dating. Mind you, in your mind, you like, well, shit, they with me all the time. Like, how the hell can they be married? Or like, what the heck? Mind you, they married to a nurse or a doctor or something like that. And it's the reason why the hours is the way that the hours are. They out here moonlighting on the sidelines. Like, what the? You're in disbelief. Now, Christine, who was a whole person, or BC, who was a whole person before I showed up, now they're shattered. Because you would be shattered. Like, I love him. Like, I love her. Like, I done been spending time with this person. Exactly, Keisha. Keisha said living that double life. But now you're invested. They done dragged you into this shit show. Mind you, you was perfectly fine before they got there. Now you're in shambles. You're crying. You're upset. Now you're stalking because now you want to know. Like, it leads to a bunch of other stuff that you didn't plan on entering into your life. But guess what? It's a learning lesson. It was great. But now God showed you this is what you need to look out for. You were so head over heels for this person that all the red flags was there. Because them not being able to talk to you on certain days was already happening. You never questioned. They told the lie. You accepted it for what it was. You didn't realize this whole entire time you could never talk to them after 7. Like, every red flag was already there. You didn't see it because you was having a good time. So who created the mess? Did they create the mess, or did you create the mess, or did you allow them to create the mess? Either way, you look like a good ass time. I mean, Christine, you look like a good ass time. Look at your profile picture. BC, you look like a good time. Look at your profile picture. Keita, you look like a good time. Aaron, you look like a good time. Like, y'all look like a good time. So of course, I will want to insert my toxicity into your situation because I want to have a good time too. Like, why you mad at me? Because I want to have a good time. You look like a good time. I want to have a good time. Now, should I be a liar? No. But I'm going to get it done by any means necessary because this is my level of toxicity that I have in my system. It's up for you to be able to figure out whether or not I'm going to be good for you or not, and you to spot the red flags, because I already set my mind on I'm just here for some fun. So, cleaning up the mess they made. Cleaning up the mess they made. Now you're stuck cleaning up the mess they made. The mess they made. So, mind you, I had it on timer because I played the song while I was in the shower because I'm like, okay, by the time this song go off, I need to be out this damn shower, right? It wasn't long enough because I was still washing my feet by the time the song went off, right? And then guess who comes on? My husband. I was trying to get it how I live. I want them dead presidents. Yo. And all of a sudden the twerking started in the shower, okay? And I am like, knowing I'm supposed to be here at a certain time, but mind you, I'm in the shower partying because at this point, who asked him to come on all unprovoked? Because I had the song programmed on one. And now here he come on. And then it made me realize, click, back to the beginning. I made $1 million listening to that man. That's why I love him. Like, I love him and his level of toxicity. Because no matter what happens, I was trying to get it how I live. I want them dead. He put me in motivation. Like, he motivates me. And I don't give a, flying whatever he is now, but when you go back to the beginning, and sometimes we have to go back to the beginning of a thing. How did you do this? I told y'all about the prayer of Jabez. Oh, that you would bless me indeed and enlarge my territory, that your hand would be with me, and that you would give, and that you would keep me from evil so I may not cause pain. There's work. There's work. He said, I got 6 jobs. I don't get tired. I don't get tired. Because I don't get tired. Mind you, I'm in the shower thinking, what the hell? Because when I woke up, let me tell y'all what I did. I literally woke up. I was sleeping on that chair right there. I pulled myself up and I was facing the side and I was doing the things that I told y'all recently that we have to do. Check in with ourselves. Do our morning check-in. How do I feel? My nose snotty right now. I need to go get some tissue. But how do I feel? So what I did was I thought about it. And I said, I am a morning person. Like, I wake up super duper early. Now, I know that is not my energy when I don't wake up early because my body wakes up early. Throughout my whole entire life, I don't care if I go outside and I party all night long. My body still wakes me up at a certain point in time in the morning. It don't matter. It does not matter. So who lazy ass is trying to invade my system? Because I'm not a lazy person. I wake up in the morning, right? So now this is where I have to check in. This is where I go in for the beginning, lesson because I'm learning me, right? So first thing, I'll wake up early. When I don't wake up early, that's not my energy. Shake it off. Because I feel like people who don't wake up early are lazy. Mind you, I could be out all night long. I'm still going to wake up early. It's a pattern with me. She just said, new creature, new heaven says somebody's in her energy. Well, I told y'all, first thing we got to do in order to get ourselves out of some slumps is to understand what is ours and what is not ours. So cleaning up the mess they made. People do make messes. I gave y'all a prime example of how 110% it was not my fault. But regardless of the fact, now I have to deal with it. So the mess you made, be accountable for. Sometimes we be doing shit. Because literally this morning when I got up, I was explaining that to y'all. I pulled myself up. I started to think. you are an early morning person. Mind you, normally I'm early morning to the tune of it's 4 o'clock, but it was 6 something, so I was still early enough for me to have my drink. So because it's Ramadan, so we got to make sure you drink and eat before this time. But I didn't eat nothing; I just drank. So when I pulled myself up, I sat facing the couch and I sat Indian style, right? And then I was thinking, that's another thing: flexibility and mobility. I'm a flexible ass bitch. Astaghfirullah. But lately, that's not been a thing. So you need to get back into stretching and things of that nature, because sometimes we be trying to push ourselves into exercising or physical fitness, when technically sometimes you just have to start with the beginning parts of it, stretching. So I sat there Indian style facing that side of the chair, stretching, right? And making sure that, because my legs are starting to feel better, because they wasn't, my knees, because of the accident, were doing a thing. But mind you, I sat there comfortably, right? So I started talking to myself. I said my prayer, and then I started talking to myself. And that's when I started to realize, like, you are at this point in time in your life, and still understanding your energy, who you are, and should you have known this beforehand? Maybe, but maybe it takes this long for you to realize, or you to get to the understanding of who you are as a person. Because if nobody's teaching you, or if nobody's guiding you in that way, and people will teach you and guide you into so many different things, but the real keys to life, like understanding what belongs to you first and nobody else. Like, what patterns have you created from this point in time of your life, like when you were younger up until now, that you have really realized that your habits have changed? I stayed physically fit through every child that I had because I did stretching. I didn't have to ever really work out. I got good genetics. It's muscle memory. Like, your body will do the thing that it's supposed to do, but be mindful, because then there's a whole lot of other stuff out here. We can get surgeries on this, that, and the third. It disconnects us from our body. But we have to now get back in touch with our bodies, right? So then I'm sitting there and I'm talking to myself. I'm doing the stretches, and then I get up. I start to ice my face, because I used to do this all the time. It's not nothing new. This is something that I would be doing. Again, getting in contact and in touch with myself, because how much energy have y'all picked up that don't belong to y'all? You are not doing the things that you normally would do. You have a history of doing these things 20 something, 30 something years of your life. And now all of a sudden you're off track because the energy outside is freaking chaotic. I went to bed last night, because I'm telling y'all, I went to bed super duper early, because the amount of chaos that I felt outside was too much for me. People was driving crazy. People were all over the stores. Like, what the fuck? Astaghfirullah. Like, y'all literally are saying, okay, we boycotting and we doing this, that, and the third for, certain companies, right? But if you cancel one day and then you go out and you do spend all the money that, that and more at the same, like, it don't work. Something's not adding up, like, at some point in time. But then that even drove me to understand, people are just stuck in the matrix. People are just stuck in the matrix. But it could also be the thing where people are, they're comfortable, or it's their habits. They're used to, they are used to doing certain things, and it's kind of hard to break yourself out of doing certain things. But then on the flip side of that, when it's other people's energy and other people's, stuff has been inserted. So again, did you allow them to create the problem? Or did you create the problem and then you were upset by the actions that happened after the fact? Keita said they're not willing to sacrifice. And that is a fact. People want what they want when they want it. All right, so now we go back. So God gave me the car. I walk out the door. Now it's me getting myself back on track because I'm over here and I'm saying, okay, I gotta do this, I gotta do this, I gotta do this. Meanwhile, God is also saying, because the other part is I was supposed to be here again yesterday. The camera cut off, and then all of a sudden chaos ensued because I had to go to the water company. So let me tell you about that. And mind you, this is something about other people that I didn't realize was happening to so many people. Now, is it our fault or is it because of the way that things are made? Because what ended up happening was around September, October of last year, right? September, October of last year. Um, no, okay, so we got to go back before that. All right, so I was in here by myself. My son was at school. There was nobody here. So when my son was at school, nobody was here. I keep like everything in the electric sockets and most of the stuff like kind of pulled out. I don't let nothing be plugged in. I turn off all the water in all the bathrooms because I got 3 bathrooms in my house. I'm only using one and I can't control, or if I'm not going to each room. So what I was doing was in the morning I would wake up and then I would walk my house to make sure that every look around, check everything, whatever. So I would keep the back TV on, and that's where I would put my channel at and make sure that was turned on. All the water in all the bathrooms I would have turned off. Mind you, I had got my bills down to my water bill. I think was like $18. My electric bill probably was, because I didn't have no car, no none of the above, like nothing at that point in time, right? I was getting my YouTube money and my child support check, I think, at that time. And y'all know what happened with that. I canceled it, let him just go on about his business because I'm never talking to him ever again either. And so, now he's calling too because, bitch, I'm never talking to you ever again. So in case you see this, there's 3 people in life that I'm never talking to. Aaron Johnson, Romel Kilgo, and Okema Davis, okay? And if y'all see it, it's y'all. I'm never talking to y'all ever again. So that way y'all don't get it fucked up. I don't give a fuck if you die today, tomorrow, the next day. I'm still never talking to you. So in this lifetime, the next lifetime, or any other lifetime, and y'all could be whatever. I don't have anything against anybody. I don't have anything against any one of y'all. I'm just never talking to y'all ever again because I feel like all of y'all have had multiple chances in my life for y'all to kind of figure out that I am who I am and you are who you are. And I'm always going to tell the truth the way that it is. And y'all always going to be some lying ass individuals, and I don't really want to be around anybody that lies. And most of the time y'all lie to y'all fucking selves, and then y'all try to blame me, and I'll be responsible. So y'all can say that I'm just a mean ass, hating ass hoe. Okay, I'll take that, and y'all can go on and get it. So I'll be responsible for all the breakups. Okay, like nobody got to take accountability. It's me. I'm the problem. I be a bitch sometimes. And so since I be a bitch sometimes, I'm going to just be a bitch for the rest of my life. And so y'all shouldn't want that inserted into y'all life. So just know that y'all are not missing anything by not being friends with me. Okay? So I'm never talking to none of y'all ever again. Anyway, so based off of that, all my bills were very, very low. So then all of a sudden, my son comes here and this chick comes here, right? And so now there's more people in the house. And I have to still be responsible because of the fact that, I let them in. Okay, I opened the door, okay? Because I could have kept the door closed, but I opened the door. So now they're here, right? And what I didn't realize was the far bathroom where my son was, the toilet was running and running. Mind you, brand new toilet. Brand new toilet, okay? So apparently there was a malfunction or a glitch or something with the toilet, and one of the pieces, it just allowed the water to run. And I pay a water bill. So in my bathroom, and so I wasn't now going and checking like I would normally do, like walk in the house and checking. In my bathroom, I don't know why, for the life of me, you know how do you put those bleach things in there? And, it circulates the water. I don't know why, for the life of me, I didn't hear it running because it was just on a crack where one of the bleach things got stuck inside of the little stopper thing, excuse me, which allowed the water to be running. So now I received my water bill, right? And it's, again, it's last year. I received my water bill. Fucking $800. I could have filled my pool up. Like, that's how much it costs to fill my pool up. $800. Like, I done filled my pool up before. So when I got my pool fixed, they did the lining. When they filled my pool up, it cost me $800. I was prepared for it because I knew I was filling up my pool, right? How the fuck does a bill go from $18 to fucking $800? Okay. So instantly, I call the people. Something's not right. But mind you, I go check the bathrooms. Now, I can see the toilet. I left the top off of them because you couldn't hear them. That's the other thing. Take the top off. The water's just draining. Mind y'all, I just told y'all, like, I'm already having an issue with trying to make sure everything, and now insert this. I don't got time for that. All right, so I called to the water people. Mind you, the crazy part was, and this is the craziest thing, the day before that, I pulled up to the gas station, and the man that was at the gas station saying his water bill's high. I didn't hear the whole conversation. I just heard his water bill's high. Because here we go. Collectively, okay? So now the next day, my water bill's high. That ain't adding up. What the fuck? All right, so I called to the people. The people say, well, you got to get the problem fixed. Instantly, I turn off all the water in the house. You got to get the problem fixed. And then it takes 3 months. And then you have to call in and get a water adjustment. So it has to be low for, you know. All right, so what happens is the person ain't here no more. My son is just here, but now I done been on him, yelling at him because keep the water off. Like, I can't afford to replace the toilet right now. And so just keep the water off, like everywhere. Shit. All right, so now the bill's low, $22. I think the highest one was probably like $40-something, but I was cleaning out the pool and something else and something else. So hence, that was last year. This is this year. Mind you, I got to pay the bill, but it really wasn't my fault, you know. It really wasn't their fault. They were here, but I still got to pay the bill. If they wasn't the fuck here, the water wouldn't have been on. But I have to clean up the mess that was made because I got to pay for it. Anyway, so my son ended up giving me some money. The other person, you know, just cut and run and didn't pay for it. Nothing that they should have paid for anyway. But neither here nor there. It's my problem. It's my situation. It's my problem. So yesterday, all right, after I had already been emailing to the people because I had already emailed them the bill. I had already emailed the receipt and the note. I need a water adjustment. So I'm sitting here yesterday. I'm looking outside. The waterman is outside turning off my water. So I go outside to him after the camera cut off and everything else. And I'm trying to figure out, like, you know, get this shit back because the chargers wasn't working, nothing. But then all of a sudden my day starts because now I got to go and talk to the waterman, right? So I said, I already been emailing them. I've been emailing them for weeks. So nobody's did the adjustment. I was still paying the bill. Although I wasn't paying that amount. I was still paying the bill, the amount that was showing up. Nobody's adjusted the bill. And now you're here. And I need my water on. Fix it. He says, call my dad. He gives me his dad's number. So I get on the phone and I call his dad. And he answers, this Mr. Curtis, right? And so Mr. Curtis, I tell Mr. Curtis, I said, Mr. Curtis, I just got your number from your son. He's here. He just turned off my water. I said, but I have been emailing the people, letting them know that I needed a water adjustment. Nobody has checked it and I need my water back on. So Mr. Curtis says, give me a minute. I'll call you back. So he calls whoever he calls to. So Mr. Curtis calls me back. Mr. Curtis says, okay, so tell me what your problem is again. I said, Mr. Curtis, my bill, you know, ran up, you know, such and such a time. And this is last year. So we dealing with last year's problem. This was yesterday. Okay. So be mindful. So Mr. Curtis this is what happened. I've been emailing because, the water's bill's been consistently low. They told me that they would have to, adjust, whatever, but nobody's responded. Mind you, I didn't send the bill and the receipt again. All right. Mr. Curtis says, here, call Stephanie. He gives me Stephanie's number. So I call Stephanie. Stephanie says, oh, yeah, your bill should have already been adjusted. She said, because I'm looking at it and it's clearly different than it was, and your bill wasn't that beforehand. So Stephanie says, you have to, but this is where you messed up at. You should, first of all, I emailed this stuff to the wrong place. I emailed to what was on their website. She said, thank you for telling me, because technically that shouldn't have been there anyway. So that was the first problem. Where I was emailing wasn't the right place. She said, I don't know who you talked to back in November. She said, but they should have told you that you needed to fill out a form. That form should have already been in here. I said, well, they didn't tell me that. They just told me to, let them know, call back in when it was a couple months later, and then it will be fine. I mean, then they would adjust it. She said, well, they should have told you about the bill. And I said, well, whoever I was talking to, they were like, that person was nice. And so I didn't want them getting in trouble either. But I said they're really helpful on the phone, because even he looked at the bill and he said, why is your bill looking like that? He said, your bill went from this to that. And I said, something was happening. He was the one that was, when I was on the phone, I started turning off the water. Anyway, so Stephanie says, you've already had the months. She said, but you didn't fill out the form. She said, I'm going to put some notes in here and you fill out the form, email it back in. I said, well, how far are y'all? Because I've never been to the water company. Like, I've been here since 2015. I've never been to the water company. I do all my shit online. So I said, I'll go over there and I'll fill out the form, right? So I drove over there. In the process of that, now I got another note that's basically saying, your ass is about to go to jail because you didn't do this, that, and the third, and for real. And now you got to come to court on this day because, and I'm looking at the paper like, who? Because I ain't did nothing. Like, what are y'all talking about, right? So I'm dealing with one thing, because now I got to go to court after I do this, because I'm like, why the fuck do y'all keep trying to get me pulled into the system? Because I ain't like, what are you talking about, right? But, hey. Here we go, because the chaos has ensued, okay? This was my yesterday. So I get to the water company, and I fill out the utility thing of water adjustment. I get to the line, and so I give the lady my ID, and I give her the water adjustment form. And she looks at me, and she says, they already did it. And I said, huh? The lady told me to come in and fill out the form, and to tell you. She said they already did it. They already adjusted it. So I said, okay. So anyway, they adjusted it. It ended up being $300. Okay, I could deal with that. Okay, but that was with the new bill on it and that. So she said, how much can you pay today? So this is how much you got to pay, $70-something. So you got to pay $70-something, and we'll turn the rate back on, and then we'll schedule the payments out. Okay, look at God, because I showed up one, and it could have taken 2 more months, because she said, when she was on the phone, she said that form was supposed to be in there, and then we adjusted. So, but before I got there, the problem was already taken care of. All I had to do was just pay my money and leave. The next thing, get on the phone, call the lady, and I let the lady know. I got a note that says this. She said, get online, fill out this form, send it back. That's all you got to do. So in the process of that, I had to fill out the form. I had to explain to them, what was happening. My mail has been tampered with, right? And so, and y'all already know that. Y'all already know all the situations. But again, cleaning up the mess they made, how do you look at it? Like, do you get to go into it? Like, sometimes we can actually be defeated by something that somebody has done, or something that we deem is not our fault or our responsibility. But us being the ones that have to take care of it still. And all, like, because I was going to ask you, like, whose fault is it? Is it your fault or their fault? But nobody's fault. All blame game aside, you have to be the one to step up and be responsible for your spiritual journey, your physical journey, your mental health journey, your every journey that we, get involved in. Yes, there are times when people will come and they will get, insert themselves here, but we have to be accountable that it's our journey. What are we going to be willing to like allow to happen? Again, I told y'all there's incidents and circumstances where it's just out of your control. I told y'all about the accident. But even again, I now have to clean up whatever was done. Sometimes the accident is for a blessing. It's God about to bless you. And even though I've been sitting here and I've been saying, okay, this has happened, like somebody got paid for that. Like in the end, somebody has to pay for that. And y'all remember when I said, Pisces, you won the lottery? And I know a lot of us want our lottery winnings to come all in one lump sum. But sometimes it is like Mr. Steele said one time. He said sometimes it starts off as a trickle. It starts off as a little bit at a time. And then all of a sudden, the floodgates will open. But we got to make sure that we're mindful as to looking into our blessings, or accepting our blessings, or counting the little wins. One of the other things that I want to say is that the people who actually help you, sometimes like those hardships start to move pieces around or move people around to where God is showing you these are the people you can count on. These are the people that you can trust. These are the people that that will be there. And sometimes it's not monetary. Sometimes it's just basically a conversation. Like even when a person can't help you with money or in a monetary way, sometimes them just being there and having the conversation. Like literally my brother the other day, this was what he said after we got off the phone. Because he said he got to have the closing word. My brother does this, right? And it's funny because I love talking to my brother. We can get on the phone. We can laugh about everything, right? And mind you, me and my brother talk about all types of shit. Stuff for life. So what was happening was that day, my son was in the car. And so we try to always incorporate the kids. Like, if they're around, we talking to them too, because we want to know what's in their mind, right? And I kept telling my son, I said, because I tell him all the time, call your Uncle Donnie. Call your Uncle Donnie. Because just call him and check on him. Like my brother, when it's birthdays and things of that nature, like always make sure the kids are good. Like, he will make sure the kids are good. They can call him about anything. He will make sure the kids are good. Conversation, instead of call your Uncle Donnie and talk to your Uncle Donnie. Because what happens is, he can have conversations with his friends and this, that, and the third, and that's great. But also call a person who has no reason to lie to you. And sometimes that's one of the hardest things to do, because of the fact that we want the people that's going, kind of be in our corner and tell us the thing that we want to hear. But sometimes you need to talk to the person that's going to tell you the thing that is right for you to hear. And so he'll listen and he ain't going to judge. We listen and we don't judge. But when we give advice, or when we get, and you can do what you want to do. You're going to do what you want to do, because that has been another thing. For some reason lately, me and my son have been on a whole nother bonding experience and trip that's different, because I treat him as a grown person. He's a grown person. He's 20 years old. You live here. I'm your mom, but nigga, you live here. So you need to be responsible for certain things that go on in the house. And I love the bond that we're creating. And even when my brother gets on the phone and my brother's talking and we're having good conversations or whatever, we incorporate him. And I love the dynamic of the situation. And people don't have that. This day and time, when it's a lot of stuff that's going on, and people don't have good support systems. And maybe I might not call as much as I need to. He might not call as much as he need to. But we call when it's right. We call when when we come together. It's we laugh and we talk, and we even if I gotta be crying, because one day I called him and I said I just done had enough. And he's like, "What's the problem?" Well, I'm tired of, shit that I did before kind of affecting me even now. But guess who did it? I have to clean up the mess that I made, but sometimes I'll be sick of that. And I get on the phone and I call my brother, and my brother will tell me, like, it's okay for you to be sick and tired, but bitch, you still got to do what you got to do. You still have to do what needs to be done. We can't be defeated by, the circumstances that we allow people to, insert themselves into our life. And it may cause havoc. It may cause chaos. But it's also a learning lesson. There's something in it for us to learn. There's something in it for us to be able to elevate, grow, and ascend. So be mindful of that, but also be accountable for your shit. Okay? So that's the message. Hopefully it helped. I woke up early. And I love y'all. Hey, Judith. All right, so I hope y'all have the day that y'all deserve, and I pray that I can get back and we have another conversation because earlier today, yesterday, I wanted to come back, but it was chaotic. Like yesterday was just y'all know what else, and mind you, the message is over, but I just want to have a conversation with y'all about general things, right? So this morning I realized that one of the other things that I should be doing that I don't thank you, that I don't do much more of now that I used to do when I was a bald head scallywag, a bald headed hoe, when I shaved all my hair off, going through the first thing. I love standing under the shower and letting my hair just be wet, right? And I realized, like today, I have locks and things of that nature, and I'm still gonna do it though. And so I understand, like, you can't, like, sometimes you don't want to get your hair wet, you don't want this, that, and the third, but do y'all understand how freeing it is to get in the shower and just let the water touch every part of your body? It's purifying, I don't get tired. I got 6 jobs. I literally was standing in the shower having the best moment of my life. Hair wet, listening to Kevin Gates, doing my salt, and the bath salt that I got right now smells so good. And I was just having the best, like, whole 2 minutes of my life because I was trying to rinse the salt off, but being mindful and being present, like, that moment was freeing. Oh, Judith, hold on, y'all. I didn't. Pisces. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday. So happy birthday, Pisces, to everybody whose birthday is today, everybody who is a Pisces. Judith, your birthday is the same day as my daughter's birthday. My daughter's birthday is the 16th. And this year I have a special birthday coming up too. That's the 17th. So, but yeah, so y'all, everybody whose birthday it is, happy birthday. Y'all get back into the things that make y'all happy, like things from the beginning. No matter what you're going through right now at this point in time, it's not gonna matter. It's not gonna matter in a couple months. It's not gonna matter in because when you are past the trouble and things start to look up, you'll start to realize why everything happened the way that it needed to happen. It had to happen that way. Everybody had to play the position and the part that they had. And I hope nobody feels, offended by me saying there's certain people in the world that I'm just never going to talk to. I don't have to. Like, the assignment, the lesson, everything was over. Everybody did what they needed to do. And sometimes we have to know that it's time to let go. We have to learn to let go of people, and we have to learn to let go of people in peace. Like, I'm not mad at anybody. Like, I have no reason. That was another funny thing as to yesterday when Aaron picked up on the fact that the person said, "Are you still mad at me, sweetie?" First of all, I don't even fucking know you, bitch. And secondly, astaghfirullah, if you know me, then you know I'm never really mad at anybody because I don't think no more about you after the situation is gone. And what they should have did was just came in here and just, that's how I be knowing, like, people don't really listen to my channel. People don't really pay attention because if they knew, like, that wasn't even a conversation or even something that you should have asked, because who the fuck are you? You play no part on a grand scheme or the grand design of my life. You play no part. It's people that have had bigger casting parts Like, bitch, who the fuck are you? Like, get in the chat and have communication and have community with the people that are in there, and be thankful that you even woke up today. Because fucking with me, some of y'all might not wake up, okay? Please leave me alone. Like, I ain't got nothing for nobody. My energy is pure. It is clean. It is clear. My hands are still up on high. I'll come in peace. I don't want to be mad. I don't want to be upset. I don't want to be angry. Those are not vibrations that I choose to be on. Because, bitch, when I get mad or anything else, like, I bring fire. I don't need that, and neither do you, because I do not be caring. And guess what else? You can go to God and talk about it, because by the time I get there and you done did whatever it is you needed to, do to get me there, God already know. God be knowing y'all be getting on my nerves, and God be knowing I be laughing. So I am not one of them spiritualists that will say, "Ooh, dude, nah, no, ma'am, no ham." By the time you got on my nerves, yes, you better go talk to God about it, please and thank you, because I done already had the conversation. God, get them, please and thank you. Yeah, don't play with me. Keitsa, tell him. Play with somebody else, please and thank you. Because we like to play, but, when I start playing, people start saying, oh, she went too far. No, what's far? I don't know what that means. So, that's another thing. I don't be mad at nobody. I just be saying what I'll be saying, and then, I could have cussed you out tomorrow or yesterday or the next day or the coming couple days, and I still ain't mad with you. That's the beautiful thing about me. You get what you get when you need to get it. And then I'll still be talking and we can still be friendly. Like, I'm not that type of energy. I don't hold no grudges, because for what? What I need that for? That ain't nothing but making me upset. Like, period. Keisha said, don't start, because you're going to find out, and period. Like, and I done already said, I done did stuff to people literally and then asked them if they need help. But mind you, they got whatever they got done to them because you was doing shit. Like, I don't like when people be, throwing rocks and hiding their hands, and then all of a sudden when I come for your ass, then they be like, ooh, well, she did it. Yup. And did. And let me tell you why. You did this, you did this, you did this, you did this. And meanwhile, every time I was playing, please don't do that. Please don't do that. Please don't do this. Like, I ain't into fucking begging and shit, bitch. I done already said it 3 damn times. That's begging enough. Like, please don't do that. So I ain't too proud to beg. Please leave me alone. I think that the fact that I'll be laughing in the process of me saying, please leave me alone, is what makes it, throws them off. They be like, she's still laughing. Let me do it again. No, the laugh is, that's the response. Like, don't let the laugh fool you, because I done laughed and punched the bitch in the face. Don't let the laugh fool you. Because I'll be plotting in here. Like, if you're a real Pisces, y'all know. Like, Pisces be knowing. We be having 5 different conversations. Like, don't do that. Meanwhile, the hands or feet could be already moving. This is going to be the consequences of this. Like, and then they're going to say that you did it. And then it could just be my Aquarius mind, because y'all forgetting that I am a cuss baby. So, it's like stranger danger. Don't start none, won't be none. Please and thank you. But it was just so funny that Aaron was literally on top of everything. Like, Aaron saw it too, and then all of a sudden Aaron was like, don't make me have, oh no, Aaron said, give me one more reason. Yo, I was crying, because in my mind, like, she was picking up everything I was putting down. And it'd be funny to me because Aaron do not play. Like, Aaron said, give me one more reason. And then a motherfucker end up deleted in the chat. So, made me laugh. Y'all, I love y'all. I'm out of here, and hopefully we'll be back. Same bat time, same bat channel, at least tomorrow anyway. So pray for me to get here again, like around 12 or, 3 or sometime good. Because my days have been short anyway, because by the time it get dark, and mind y'all, it's getting dark later, like 7 o'clock now, which I love. So at least by 7, Mayuri, hi. By at least 7 o'clock, I'll be in here anyway. So just pray that nothing, chaotic happens, and we'll be back. So that's going to be the end of that. So it says, you are seeking an answer that only a magic spell can answer. So you will need a blank sheet of paper, a pen, a candle, a match or some lighters, a match or a lighter, so something to create a fire. 2, so the first thing is, number 1, write your question on a piece of paper, then carve the first letter from each word of your question into the candle. The second thing is, light the candle, burn the paper, and by the time the candle has burned all the way down, you will have your answer. It says you can relight the candle over 7 days if you need to. So the number that is there is 403. All right. And then so it says the angel number 403 is a powerful message from the universe, encouraging you to trust in divine guidance and remain optimistic about your life's journey. Each digit holds a specific meaning. 4 represents stability, hard work, and being on a solid foundation. 0 signifies divine potential, infinite possibilities, and spiritual connection. 3 resonates with creativity, self-expression, and the presence of ascended masters. Together, 403 suggests that the angels and spiritual guides are supporting your endeavors, encouraging you to stay determined and trust that everything is unfolding as it should. It's a reminder to embrace your creative abilities, maintain faith, and take action towards your goals with confidence. I receive it. So, hopefully y'all got the message, and talk to y'all later.